I once wrote a series of articles for possibly the most obscure magazine in the history of the world. It's called Truck Logger. And the first piece I did was a real gem. The editor said to me, "David, we would like you to do a process piece, a kind of impressionistic view of tugboats." Well, that's fantastic. The editor contacted several tugboat companies with whom they'd worked, so nobody was surprised when I called them and told them that I'd like to spend a few days or a few hours on the Fraser River with them. So I was on the river for one entire day, traveling on 4 different boats, meeting a dozen very interesting characters, and having my eyes open to a world that was completely foreign to me. I loved every second of it. There was a time when a tugboat cost as much as $250,000, and that might seem sort of quaint because today they cost over $5 million. The days of Tugboat Annie are sort of gone, and living on one of these babies, it's a dream for sure. For starters, the asking price, as I said, is $5 million, and the boat is one rugged, sophisticated, purpose-built demon. The best of them have 3 separate screws, and the pilot is functioning like a kind of grown-up Xbox teenager. He stands there with a big toggle switch, and with a flick of the wrist, he can have this thing turn more than 360 degrees because it seems to be operating in the 3rd and 4th dimensions as well. Keep in mind that these boats have the responsibility of pushing and schlepping gigantic ocean liners and freighters around, boats that themselves could not get into the snug harbors of the world. The first impression you have standing on the aft deck of one of these tugs as it gets into serious business and moving these leviathans about is that you're staring up at a sheet metal skyscraper leaning above you. That's the under sort of hull of the boat that you're pushing. How these pilots can tinker delicately and with just the right amount of oomph and push and pull is beyond understanding. Is this work dangerous? You bet. It seems that a natural rite of passage for every man and woman, and there are quite a few women doing this, the rite of passage is you have to fall off the boat at least once into the salt chuck and avoid drowning and or being cut up by your own blades. But it happens to all of them, and very few are actually killed. The money is good, sense of freedom, open road or open sky is its own reward. There have always been these built-in hazards, the physical dangers, of course, but also marriages and relationships get strained because there are irregular timetables. There are long periods of absence, loneliness, and the possibilities, yes, of alcoholism and addictions. The people I met, however, were delightful and absolutely refreshing. Pickle. There are a million ways to pay your bills. We should honor all of those unsung heroes who make little pieces of the world stay right on track for us.